Okay, here we are at Carnaby Street in London's West End. That's Liberty's store, that funky building there. And there's Carnaby Street on the left. Newburgh Street is a street, or Newburgh Street is just another street down there, parallel. Carnaby Street was known, especially in the 60s, for its fashion shops and stuff. And it's still full of places selling you all sorts of clothing and stuff that you don't really want to pay such prices for. Well, maybe you do, I don't. Paddington Bear, he looks like the new one from the movie, so I guess it's a publicity statue. Little side street off Carnaby Street. You can see it's a busy place. I'm afraid in London you're going to have heads in your way no matter what you do when you're trying to film stuff during the day. So, especially in a busy place like this, or a popular place like this. It's always busy in the West End anyway. Well, except maybe on a Sunday morning or late at night. But even then there are people around. Rupert's place, side street. More of the same, basically. It was Christmas here, obviously, as you can see. There's a bin there in the foreground. And that guy with the white beard who's singing, annoyingly, is a charity worker, attracting attention for money. They get a bit annoying, to be honest, but well, I suppose they have to attract attention. Inflatable teddy bear. Super Trash. What an appropriately named shop. And there she is. And that thing at the end with crucifixes on it is another fashion shop, not a church, I think. And on Warwick Street you've got this nice mural with famous people in it. I haven't stayed there and studied exactly who they all are. They're theatrical types on the whole. Groucho Marx there. This is kind of the beginning of the theatre zone. If you go down Carnaby Street and then left and second right, roughly speaking, you wind up in this place, which is Rupert Street, or as I call it, Dodgy Alley. It's the dodgy side of Soho, where they sell all sorts of dodgy stuff, supposedly for adults, or older teenagers, as it were, as you can see. And they sell a few sort of music items to pretend that they're doing proper business here, so you can go in there and say, oh, I'm only buying a record or a book. Oh, honest. Another dodgy shop. I suppose you have to get this stuff somewhere if you're going to use it, I don't know. peep show entrance free, but be prepared to be mightily ripped off if you buy anything whatsoever. I can't say that for sure about that particular venue, but the general area has a reputation for being a bit pricey, shall we say. And that is the Raymond Review Bar, which is now closed. I never went there, I haven't been to these sorts of places, I'm afraid. I missed out in my well-spent youth. The Gielgud Theatre. Next to it the Apollo Theatre, because these are on the end of Rupert Street, which joins Charing Cross Road, which is Theatreland, or one of the main sections of Theatreland in the West End. You're in town, what a fine play that sounds like. But if you want to overdose yourself with sugary cakes and stuff, it's certainly a place to go. We're sort of right on the other side of Charing Cross Road is Chinatown, and we're just on the corner of it now. London Cabby, or Cab. And we're getting into Chinatown now. Wardour Street, you can tell from the Chinese writing. Well, and the dragon kitty there on the wall. It's not anything like a no-go area, it's more like an everybody goes there area. It's packed usually. A lady in Chinese costume. Raising money by wearing a costume, it's quite funny really. She accepts donations. Please respect the Chinese community and refrain from chaining bicycles to these gates. Right. Well, I guess it isn't chained. More cakes and sugary junk. Yummy. I don't know what the writing on that gate actually says. Probably says go away or welcome or something. But the actual area has lots of Chinese restaurants, obviously. And the odd massage parlour and things of that sort. And a non-Chinese betting shop. Maybe it's owned by Chinese, I don't know. If you're looking for Chinese stuff, this is the place to come. Durians, or I don't know what, those dodgy fruits that they like to eat. I guess they're not the only ones that like them, but there you go. Now just off the end there we are at the hippodrome, which is, it used to be a nightclub, it's more of a casino now. And little Newport Street there leads down into Leicester Square, where we'll go shortly. But just a quick look at Lisle Street here, which is another Chinatown street. Difficult to get the camera to focus on the right stuff. Now on the top of the hippodrome there is a statue, and this is a replica of the head of Boudica, or Boadicea as she used to be called. A famous English rebel who nearly kicked the Romans out of Britain. And we're just by Leicester Square station there. And you come out of the station and come down this pedestrian route, and there are cinemas here and Leicester Square itself, which you can see there. Now a lot of non-Brits tend to say Leicester Square because that's the way it's spelt, but English is not a phonetically spelt language, it's Leicester Square. And as it's Christmas, there's a fairground here, and you can buy an infinite supply of rides. Well, not quite infinite. British policeman giving directions there. So loads of teddies. I don't know exactly what you have to do to get them. Probably you can't get them. And this ride, which looks pretty scary to me, and this one. Well, this one's okay, but I don't go on them. They want money off you, you know, for these rides. So I don't know. Besides which, I hadn't taken any travel sickness tablets, and you need them for this sort of thing. At least I do. This one's pretty scary, I think, if you don't like heights. You're sitting there thinking, what if this string breaks? I suppose it's a bit stronger than string, but still. And this one, well, it just makes you throw up, doesn't it? Probably fun if you don't mind. Disorientating rides. And there in the background, that's interesting, on the Odeon cinema there, we've got an animated poster. Pretty good, I think so. Spent a while doing up the front of that cinema. They've needed it, and that's what they've come up with. Chocolate Big Ben. There is actually a fountain in the centre of Leicester Square, but it's pretty much hidden behind all these display sheds or whatever they are. I forget who it is there, maybe Shakespeare, I can't remember. least they make them look nice in these wooden shacks. They're sort of made to look a little bit alpine and traditional, which is not quite a British tradition, but it does look nice anyway. And this fairground ride, which I'm sure I've seen before in other places around London, so I guess they tour different London events, and why not? I guess we'll leave this little stroll through the West End for now, and I'll see you in another video maybe. Bye for now.